So let me get this straight. Matt Jeneroux resigns for family reasons, disappears during confidence votes, doesn't show up in the House. And now he's standing beside Mark Carney as special advisor on economic and security partnerships? Alright, let's walk through this properly. Back in November, Jeneroux said there was no coercion. He had a great conversation with Pierre. He remained loyal. This was all about family. He said he was stepping away from politics. He did not say he was preparing to join the Liberals. So let's just slow that down for a second. He said this wasn't about loyalty. He said he remained a conservative. He said he had a positive conversation with Pierre. He said this was all about family. All right. So either that was true or it wasn't. Because what we're watching right now is not a gradual evolution of belief. This is a complete reversal. And voters are not stupid. They remember what this guy said.
Been present in the House of Commons in the months since, nor did he vote remotely in those key confidence votes that we were tracking, for example, on the federal budget last fall. This gave the impression that he already had basically one foot out the door, wasn't very engaged.
So this is the part that really matters. He wasn't showing up, he wasn't voting, he wasn't participating in key confidence votes. That's not taking time for family. That's disengaging from your responsibility while still collecting a salary. If you're going to resign, man, just resign. Don't quietly disappear while the government survives confidence votes by razor-thin margins. That's not stepping down with integrity. That's just checking out early, man.
Sort of him leaving politics for family reasons to now being more involved than ever, advising Prime Minister on what appears to be sort of the top fights of the moment. So this is quite a shift in terms of what Jeneroux himself has been portraying about his political career trajectory.
That line right there. We've gone from leaving politics for family reasons to being more involved than ever. Exactly. That's the shift. You don't go from I need to spend time with my family to I reached out to the Prime Minister and I'm proud to join his caucus because of a speech in Davos. That's not how serious political realignment happens. That's how career recalibration happes.
Thank you everybody for coming here to a cold day in Edmonton, but especially you, Prime Minister. It is a real pleasure to have you here in Edmonton. You're always welcome in Edmonton, and we have a lot of history, both of us here in Edmonton, and it's a beautiful part of our country. So I had announced my resignation back in November, largely due to family reasons. But quite simply couldn't sit on the sidelines after seeing what the Prime Minister was, the ambitious agenda he was undertaking across the country and across the world. And quite honestly, it was the speech in Davos where you took everything head on.
A speech. After 11 years as a conservative, after running multiple times on conservative platforms, after announcing you were stepping down for family reasons, a speech in Davos changes everything. Come on, man. What? If one speech can undo a decade of ideology, then there was never any ideology there to begin with. This wasn't some moral awakening. This was positioning. He didn't get recruited. He reached out. That's not being compelled by history. That's knocking on the door of power. And the Liberals handed him a shiny new title. Ooh, Special Advisor on Economic and Security Partnerships. Very convenient. This isn't about one MP. This is now a pattern. 3 conservatives have crossed. 3. At some point, this stops being coincidence and starts being structural weakness. If you keep nominating consultant class, media-friendly, controversy-averse candidates, you're not building a movement. You're building career politicians who follow gravity toward power. And power right now is sitting on the Liberal bench. It just is. These 3 floor crossings have null and voided 80,422 Canadian votes. And so this is where people are going to snap, because voters did not elect a Liberal. They elected a Conservative. That's the contract they made with you. You campaign under a banner, you win under that banner, you serve under that banner. You change banners, you go back to the voters. That's how democratic legitimacy works. So instead, we get kitchen table conversations, national crisis language, Davos epiphanies, and then a new advisory title. Meanwhile, constituents find out on social media, and then the account gets locked. And people are already angry. This just pours gasoline all over it.
Pierre Poilievre is accusing the Liberal Party of getting a majority with dirty backroom deals. What is your response to that? Well, he just has to make sure he can keep MPs in his own party, that's all.
He just needs to be able to keep his own MPs in his own party. It's his own problem.
Yes, I know I had to show a clip from everyone's favorite troglodyte. But you know what? I actually agree with her. I know. Don't hate me. It's true, though. She's right. Pierre needs to figure out how to keep MPs in his own caucus. Now, here's the part Conservatives are not going to want to hear. You can't just scream traitor and move on. Why are MPs comfortable leaving? Why do they feel no political consequence? Why does crossing the floor look survivable? Because the brand isn't strong enough. Because the messaging isn't bold enough. Because the movement isn't energized enough. You cannot run a defensive, poll-tested, carefully triangulated campaign and expect loyalty born of conviction. Conservative ideas are popular. Lower taxes, less bureaucracy, energy independence, cultural confidence, parental rights, law and order, free speech. But if you package them like a risk management exercise, you lose the emotional base. And when power shifts, weak candidates drift. You can't technically ban floor crossing. Anyone can sit as an independent and vote with whoever they want. But here's what should happen. If you cross the floor, you should need signatures from your riding before you're allowed to run under this new party in the next election. Make them go back to voters. Make them explain it face to face. If it's truly principled, it will survive. If it's opportunistic, it won't. Right now, there's no friction, and no friction breeds contempt. This isn't about hating one politician. It's about trust. Every time this happens, public faith drops another notch. People start believing politics is just careerism. And when enough people believe that, they disengage. Or they radicalize. Neither is good for a country. If conservatives want to win, they need to reset. Bolder policy, stronger candidates, clearer identity, offensive strategy. Because if you keep playing safe while the other side consolidates power, you don't just lose seats, you lose momentum. And momentum is everything.